Okay, this lesson is dividing polynomials. So when you divide polynomials, you'll be using the laws of exponents that we looked at just earlier. So if you need to go back and look at that video for help, you can. So when you divide polynomials, you'll use the laws of exponents. So if you're dividing a mononomial, a single term, you can split the problem into pieces by putting each term in the numerator over the denominator. So here's that example. I've got 6x to the fourth power minus 8x to the third power plus 12x minus 4 all over 2x squared. So you'll see what I did first is I just split it all up and I put each term in the top over the term in the bottom. And make sure you're careful with what sign to put between which item. I already noticed here that this should be a plus right here. And this is kind of a fat pen, but that right there should be a plus. So be careful there. I'll have to fix that in the rest of it for the +6. So we'll go ahead and see if I can't. That would be plus. This was hard to write, so I don't really want to do it all again. Plus. Okay, so, and then on our last one, that was going to be a plus. Sorry, that's a little big. Anyway, so you take each term. So we have our 6x to the fourth over 2x squared, and we handle that separately. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and then the laws of exponents say, since we have an x, with a 4 on the top and a 2 on the bottom, it's 4 minus 2. And so that is right here. Then it's going to be minus 8 divided by 2 is 4. And then 3 minus 2 goes with our x term. Then it should be plus 12x over 2x squared. And so that's going to be 6x, and then that x in the top is an understood power of 1, so it's going to be 1 minus 2. And then the last term, we already have the positive exponent in the bottom, so I would just leave it there, and that is going to be 4 divided by 2 is 2. That would stay in the top, so that is this right here. Okay, so now what we have to remember is no negative exponent. So our final answer, we need to take care of this right here where we have the 6 with the -1. So all we have to do is move it to the bottom. So let me just erase this right here so you can see it's just the only difference was that should be a plus sign, not a minus there. So I'm going to ask you to, well, let me write the next one. I have one I want y'all to try yourself. And it's got a lot of terms with it, so it's going to look like this. Get my pen back. Okay, 9x squared y plus 12x cubed y squared, and then minus 15x y cubed all over 6x y. Okay, so again, pause the video and see if you can work on this one yourself, and then we'll come back and do it together. Okay, I copied the problem over so that we'd have a little more space. And so all I did is I separated it out and put each of the terms from the top over the top and the bottom. And then we will go through and simplify. Now 9 over 6, we can simplify that to they're both divisible by 3. So that can be 3 over 2. And then we have 2 minus 1 for the first x. So 2 minus 1 is just x. And then we have y over y, and that's just going to be 1 in itself. So we can stop there, and then our second term We have 12 divided by 6, which is 2. So it's going to be a 2. But then we have, you might want to go ahead and, I'm going to change that and just erase it and leave it in the top, seeing as it is a 2 by itself, but we have more term to go with it. So let's go ahead and just leave the 2 on the top. My pen got fat again. Let's see if I can change that. 2, and then the x's, 3 in the top and 1 in the bottom. So that's 3 minus 1. So that's going to be x squared. And then our y squared in the top, and y in the bottom is what is 2 minus 1. So that's going to be just simply y. And then minus 15 over 6 does not simplify. So we'll just leave that as 15 over 6. And then we have an x over an x. So that's just 1 minus 1, so we can cancel that out. And then our y is 3 minus 1, so it is y squared. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little more practice and refer back to this if you need to look at the notes, okay? And good luck.